It's a media crisis like no other.
That's why we're going fast.
So tonight there was no time to hang about for the quintessential media mogul Rupert Murdoch and his embattled News International chief executive Rebecca Brooks.
Can't help it, mate. Sorry.
The crisis deepened this afternoon when the BBC learned that News International found emails as long ago as 2007 that appeared to indicate that payments were being made to the police by the News of the World for information and that hacking was more widespread than the company was claiming at the time. 4 years ago, News International gave the emails to a firm of solicitors, Harbottle and Lewis, for review, which is what this letter provided to MPs confirms. Now, earlier this year, News International retrieved the 300-odd emails and handed them over to the Metropolitan Police inquiry into alleged hacking. So the big question for News International tonight is why, if certain executives all those years ago knew how widespread the malpractices at the News of the World were, some of its top bosses claim that they were kept in the dark. Rupert Murdoch's son, James Murdoch, chairman of News International, said on Thursday that he didn't have the complete picture till recently.
I acted on the advice of executives and lawyers with incomplete investigation.
Explaining why Mr Murdoch wasn't told of all the abuses by the News of the World is the kind of story that tabloid might have investigated prior to today's last edition.
Whether Rebecca Brooks and James Murdoch knew about it or not, they're still corporately responsible for what goes on their watch. So I think it only adds to the misery that Rupert Murdoch's got to deal with this week.
If the Harbottle and Lewis emails had been passed to this Metropolitan Police officer, Assistant Commissioner John Yates, a few years ago, he might not have refused to reopen the hacking probe in 2009, for which he apologised today. Had I known then what I know now, he told the Sunday Telegraph, all bets are off. In hindsight, there's a shed load of stuff I wish I'd known. James Murdoch and his father Rupert tonight in central London. The other big thing on their minds is whether to press ahead with a £9.5 billion bid for full control of British Sky Broadcasting in the face of growing political pressure to suspend the planned takeover.
When the public have seen the disgusting revelations that we've seen this week, the idea that this organisation, which engaged in these terrible practices, should be allowed to take over Sky B, to get that 100% stake without the criminal investigation having been completed, and on the basis of assurances from that self-same organisation, frankly, that just won't wash with the public.
Today, the News of the World said thank you and goodbye to its loyal readers. There are a growing number of investors who think it may be thank you and goodbye to the Murdochs' big ambitions to own all of Britain's biggest broadcaster, Sky.